So Joe and I are no longer friends. In the end, it doesn't really matter why, because we all know the bottom line is it's always going to revolve around my mom and us being a package deal and him never experiencing anything like this and not understanding. And he can kill himself helping us to kingdom come. But if I don't feel like I'm getting from him what I need from him as a fucking friend, then I'm just going to withdraw more and more and more. Okay? This isn't a thing where I say, oh, it doesn't matter. Joe's wrong, I'm wrong, it doesn't matter. I don't feel like, I said to him, I was honest with him, like, you don't like me. You might love me as a person, you don't like me, Joe. And when you get angry and you act like I'm exactly like my mother, you are going to flash me back to the way Donald was with me. And I'm sorry. I don't care how mentally ill somebody is. How mentally ill somebody is, okay? And I'm still smart. So I'm the smart kind. I'm not the kind like my mother who fell, just a few days ago and then is going to be belligerent and do the same damn thing and stay up all night and she fell again. But she wasn't hurt again. They're not going to take her against her will. They're just going to keep coming here and lifting her up. Okay? And I'm going to keep documenting it and sending text in the middle of the night to certain people in Massachusetts in her life who, because other people, she can, badmouth me to kingdom come. She's keeping religion from me. I have no car to get you to church. You can't walk. We're new here. We only know Joe. Joe's not even in our lives anymore. And I found her CDs, but I killed myself doing it. I found her radio and CDs, and that satisfied her for a while, but then she gets obsessed. I even helped her try to straighten them up, but she gets obsessed, okay? In her Bible, I have to find I'm one person trying to do everything. And my friendship with Joe is shot to hell because I don't know how to explain it. It's his attitude. Like even regarding my beloved Omar, when Joe wanted me to come with him or be with him or whatever, and but he didn't want Omar, or when I was living with Donald and I said something about leaving, or it was something to do with, well, just get another dog, as if they're just replaceable, okay? Well, because he's never had that, where he just is in love with a pet, okay? He's never experienced that. Well, he's never experienced this with I'm experiencing with my mom, and it's worse than ever. I mean, in the hotel, when he knew I was getting no sleep, because I had to keep getting up with her, he's like, I don't care. My conscience would be clear. I have to sleep and my conscience would be clear. Even if my loved one, like my mom, was fatal. But he's not getting it. It's not even just about her. It's about the trauma I would experience if something fatal or tragic or close or even close to it happened on my watch, okay? Because I decided to sleep instead of get up with her, right? He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. She's an afterthought. I didn't do it to her. I didn't put her on all these meds for days. I didn't do this. I know. And he has compassion for me, but not for compassion for my mom. Does that make sense? He has compassion for me. Like when we were going through all this shit in the hotel, he's like, it's really difficult with your mom. We can't do anything. We can't look at us. We can't do everything. But this is reality. You have to accept it. Saying it's untenable or might be whatever, like, no, it's not. You think I'm just going to give up and do nothing? I have a lot of money in the bank. I'm not just going to give up completely, Like, but that's his attitude. she's like an afterthought. And he expects, he doesn't have the compassion for me to understand she's not a fucking afterthought with me and is not going to be, and I will sacrifice myself, and you know what I mean? But that's what he said to me in the hotel. Like, you have to sleep, you know? He's like, we're different because I would have to, if I'm not getting any sleep, my conscience would be clear even if it's fatal. But he's missing the piece of the puzzle of how much it would kill me. Like he's not getting it. He's just not getting it. He's not able to get it. Okay? And right now, because I'm going through fucking hell, and you're like, so you're not friends anymore? I don't care how mentally ill you are. Doesn't always derive from your mental illness. If you're upset with somebody, Donald pulled that shit. My shelter friend pulled that shit. Oh, you know how you are, Laura. Well, Donald just doing the same damn thing. You're just like your mother. You're two peas in a pod. If I have the nerve to be upset with him about anything, everything I do for you, yeah, you're right. You have fucking killed yourself. You've jeopardized yourself financially. You've done everything. Okay. And I bought you a trailer hitch that will benefit you. And I said up front, it's yours, even if whatever. It's yours. For everything you've done for me, I can only repay you financially. I would be already like probably hospitalized were it not for Joe. He killed himself for us. Does that mean I'm never ever gonna get upset with him about anything as my friend? Like, I can't. I said to him, like, you're right, Joe. If I can't ever get upset with you about anything, because in your eyes you've done so much for me that even, like, but I'm still human. I mean, there are fucking billionaires who shower their wives or girlfriends with everything under the sun. They have every creature comfort imaginable. Does that mean they're never going to get upset with said boyfriend or husband? No, it doesn't work that way. You're two peas in a pod. You just, whatever, Joe, fine. We'll be out of your hair. How we'll function or survive, I don't know. She needs to go to a nursing home. It's that simple, okay? But I can't snap my fingers and do it. And now Joe's out of my life, and I have nobody. Nobody at all. And he'll turn around and say to you, she's the one rejecting me. No. You turned on me because I had the nerve to be upset that you said I could bathe my mom in your shower, and then you're doing everything in your power to not have that happen instead of just understanding it's what I needed. I don't want any suction grab bars installed. I just wanted you to be a friend and let me bathe my mom in her shower. And it was all set, and then suddenly he's like, why do you want to do that? It's not hard. I'll just install the suction grab. No. I don't want that, and I wanted you to not even broach the subject. I wanted you to just be a friend and understand and let me bathe my mom in your shower. I was afraid to ask you. But I dared more to ask you because I bought you the trailer hitch. And I did that because I was going to give him a few $100s anyway for everything. He's busted his ass. He's jeopardized himself financially. And he's done everything for us back and forth. But believe me, he deserves way more. And the trailer hitch would benefit me too, because he's kind of going to come in with his mower and mow my lawn. Who's going to do it otherwise, okay? it all comes out in the wash. But I get compassion from him against my mom. I don't get compassion or empathy from him regarding my compassion and empathy for my mother. Does that make sense? So, oh yeah, that sucks. Your mom let me out or whatever, but not like it's Joe. I'd be off the hook with Joe. Anything happens to my mom, it's her own damn fault. See? But that doesn't mean, number one, I'd be off the hook with myself, even if it's not rational. And number two, even though my conscience is clear, it would fucking kill me. Joe's missing that piece of the puzzle. Well, it's the writing's on the wall. She's out of control. She belongs to, but we can't do that instantly. In the meantime, you have killed yourself for us. But you killing yourself for us doesn't mean I'm never gonna get upset with you, even if I understand. I get it. You don't want me to bathe my mom in your shower. I get it. Because your shower is slippery and yours, but it's still flat and it has industrial strength, professional strength grab bars, professionally installed industrial strength, and it's flat. This is a tub with no grab bars, but I did get a shower chair. But you see what I'm saying? It's neglect. I have to bathe her. And I just wanted to be able to bathe her at his house. That's all I wanted. And him not to hem and haw or whatever and even suggest anything at all. Just let me do it. Be a friend. To his suggestion with the suction, well, because bathing her at my house is not a long-term, you know what I mean? It buys me time. It buys me time, okay? She's not well. I have to contact her brand new primary care physician. They don't know me around here. They're not going to take her against her will. They don't do it around here anyway. It's different than Massachusetts. That's all I have to say. It's different. It's different. It's different. Okay? I'm not going to reveal where I live. It's different. It's not anywhere near close to how it is in Massachusetts, okay? And that's another thing. They don't take you against your will, period. If anything happens to me and I'm still breathing and I beg them to take her against her will, because I said, if something happens to me, Mom, you got to cooperate. You got to be safe. You can't be getting up at 3 a.m. like she did this morning and refusing to go back to bed. And she went to bed at nearly midnight. By the time she fell asleep, we went to bed at 11:30. She won't go to bed anymore. She got up to pee. She peed the bed. So what? I'll change it. It didn't pee all of it. And I have 4 mattress protectors on there. 4. Who cares if you peed the top thing? I have 4 mattress protectors. I have what I had in the hotel. I have the dog pad that I bought in the hotel for the hotel in Massachusetts that I bought. I have other pads. I have tons and tons of pads, okay? It's fine. It's fine. It's better that we both sleep. Who cares? But she did what she did the other day that she didn't manage to do, but she had done before. She has no safety awareness. Okay? When something bad happens to you, you don't do that same thing again. I was beside her in the bed, but exhausted. I woke up, thankfully, and she was in the wheelchair. Now, to her, it's like, oh, well, I did it this time. But while you were trying, it could have been a repeat of 4 days ago. While you were trying, doesn't grasp it. And then she fell in the bathroom doing what I wasn't going to let her do anymore, which is being there alone. But I can't watch her every split second, okay? Like, every split second. And she still isn't understanding. If she's sitting safely on the toilet and I have to go grab the walker because we go in with the wheelchair and we can't get out with the wheelchair. We learned that when I nearly went tumbling down the stairs, okay? Because it's too tight a fit. We can get in where I'm controlling it, but backing up, it just doesn't work out. It doesn't. It's too scary for me. I go right to the edge of the stairs. And a pressure gate there wouldn't do anything. We have to use the walker, and that works out okay. But she has to wait the seconds that I'm going to get her the walker. And if I say sit right there, I'm getting the walker, I'll be gone seconds. And she decides to stand up and do something or whatever. That's exactly what happened when she fell the other day, when she was approved in my eyes or in everybody's eyes to do it. Now I'm being even more vigilant, but she doesn't cooperate. I woke up this morning at 3 and she was in the wheelchair. And then I took her and she didn't wake me up, and and I'm right there. I sleep with her because I don't want to not sleep with her under these circumstances. The way she hasn't been going to bed. She's been going to bed 11:30, 12:30, 1, and she could have woken me up. No, she wants to prove that she's fine, prove she can get into the wheelchair, even though she fell the other day and wasn't able to get into the wheelchair. See, it's a crapshoot. Just like she fell numerous times, a few times back in Massachusetts and didn't break her hip. And then her luck ran out. Her luck's going to run out here. I just wanted to get her bathed. I just wanted to get her bathed at Joe's. I wanted the moral support. I thought maybe she'd behave better there. And it couldn't even work out for me. And yes, I'm going to be upset. Okay? And in the end, Joe wrote me an email that I could bathe her there after he knew I was all upset. But then when he said, my reservation's because you didn't have the chair, and I had the nerve to say, you came up with this suction cup idea and all this crap and saying, it's better because slippery in your shower, blah, 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 after we already had the chair ordered. Laura, it's one thing. 99% of the things I do right, but you harp on this one thing, and you and your mother are two peas in a pod, and blah, blah, blah. Fuck it, Joe, it's not worth it, not worth it, not worth it. I don't care if you hated me and we weren't friends anymore. You should care enough, but he doesn't. You should have let me bathe her there, even if you hate my guts. Even if you hate me, even if we hate each other, just for my mom's safety. But he doesn't give a fuck about my mom's safety. Because to him, she's out of control, and she belongs in a nursing home, and I'm killing myself to try to fight against her mind, and if anything happens, it's not my fault. Of course it's not my fault, but I will be traumatized. Of course it's not my fucking fault, Joe. The paramedics who came here again today was the same. No, they know it's not my fault. Of course it isn't. She's out of control. That's not my fault. I can't force her to go back to bed. It's impossible. He knows that. He knows that. The same one who came the other day. Okay? I'm not living in the big city. It's the same one who came the other day. Okay? And he gets it. He's like, I know. He's like, I can see she's exhausted. I don't even know what happened. All I know is I stayed up trying to find the stupid Reese toilet seat, because it's not my fault either. The one we had in Massachusetts doesn't fit this fucking toilet. It's not anybody's fault. It's just reality. I stayed up from 3 to 6:15, and then I was just too exhausted. Okay, trying to find the best one, trying to find one that'll fit our toilet. I went back to bed from 6:15, and then at 7:45 I woke up, okay, and she was on the floor out there. She's exhausted. She went to bed at 11:30, probably wasn't asleep till 12 or something, and then is up for the day at 3. I mean, come on. Something bad's going to happen. The writing's on the wall. Of course it won't be my fault, but to Joe, it's like, my conscience would be clear. I wouldn't even be getting up. I need my sleep. I know you're not me, Joe. So he came last night with the put-together chair. And then he's like, do you want me to go to Lowe's and buy a thing to snake your drain? No, I wanted you to let me, without coming up with any solutions that would be unacceptable to me. And I was afraid to ask you in the first place. I know it's a really personal thing to ask you as a friend, because right or wrong, I feel safer doing it at your place. But then again, in the end, it's better this way, because if he had installed those suction cup, I don't even see how something like that works, and I don't trust this shower, and I don't trust suction cup grab bars, and I looked up a whole thing where they don't recommend them, okay? I don't even see how they would work. They're just touch and go. I don't want to even risk it. But if I allowed him to do the suction cup grab bars, and she had grabbed on, and then something bad had happened, because you can tell her, don't grab onto this with all your might, it's just meant for balance, and then she will. She doesn't listen. Case in point, she was in the wheelchair when I woke up today at 3 in the morning. Luckily, before she was trying to go and do whatever, we don't know what she's going to do. She gets delusional. She thinks God has healed her, and she can walk, and she's this and that, or whatever, okay? But it's all noted on a record. Twice the other day and again today, okay? They're having to come to this house And it's not because she's dizzy or faints or whatever. It's because she refuses to sleep, and she's being defiant and doing things without my help when I'm right there to help her. All she has to do is call. All she has to do is shake me. All she has to do, I'm right beside her in the goddamn bed, and I have to wake up to her in the wheelchair. Why didn't you wake me? I was embarrassed. I peed the bed. I don't care if you peed the bed. I would rather you sleep hours and hours here, and then we'll change you in the morning. At least we'll both get sleep. Everything takes time, okay? Everything takes time. I'm in the process of I have to have safe paperwork sent to me, and that was the same in Massachusetts to fill out, and then I can go with her in the senior bus as her for free, as her helper or whatever. You're allowed to have one helper who rides for free. Okay, I don't have to be a senior, but it takes paperwork. You have to fill out the paperwork. You have to send it back, etc., etc., etc. There's so many things that now, without Joe in my life, and he was first to say, well, she rejected me. No, you're making it clear to me and hurting me and saying I'm just like my mom and two peas in a pod and all that because I have the nerve to be upset with you that you couldn't just let me bathe her instead of coming up with all you bullshit alter solutions. Yes, no, I want him to understand I'm terrified to bathe her, whether it's at his house or here or whatever. I'm terrified, okay? But it needs to be done. See, it needs to be done. And if I could have just done it at Joe's, I would have felt better. Because his thing, he's full of crap. I even know he could say, oh, my shower is slippery. We could put down a towel and it would soak, but it would make it not slippery, Joe. Okay? You know what I mean? It's full of shit. At least it's a walk-in shower and not a tub you have to step over. At least it has industrial strength grab bars, unlike here. Okay? And if I had let him install those bullshit and suction cup ones that I don't trust to save my life, and something had happened to her, I would have blamed him. But if I had her shower at his house and then something happens to her, he'd be like, I told you so, I warned you. So there's no winning. I wanted him to just be compassionate, be a friend, and let me do it at his house. And no, I was terrified to even ask him, so that should tell you something. I was terrified to even ask, okay? I walk on eggshells because he's sacrificed so much for us that if I dare even hint at being upset with him, and he jumps to conclusions too. I'm like, you accuse me of jumping to conclusions. You just did it now, Joe. And he admitted it. But he does that because he's just assuming X, Y, and Z all the time about me. That's what he's doing. And my mother is like an afterthought. Another case in point, he came last night with a put-together chair, and he wanted to discuss the tub and discuss this or that or whatever, right? And he expects me to drop everything. He came unannounced, and I was in the middle of we are on a system. You don't get that. You've never experienced that. We're on a system. She pees, and we're going to have her eat before, so she doesn't have to pee during eating, okay? But he wanted to talk to me, and I didn't want to be rude. Again, I already said, we're done or whatever, but he's still going to bring stuff that's going to his house. That's still my legal address, okay? He can help me just be a good Christian person and help me just, he's not just going to reject me completely. All my stuff's going to his house, okay? I have stuff going there, toasters and railings for toilets and whatever. I opted for a railing for the toilet instead of a raised toilet because I'm reading these horror things about the raised toilets, and the one I wanted wasn't available. And plus, you cannot return them, and you don't even know if they're going to fit. I wish the one in Massachusetts would have fit, but that was for a elongated toilet, and this is a round one, end of story. Okay? Not my fault. But you see what I'm saying? It's like... And it's not that I hate him. It's not that he hates me. We're just clashing over my mother. Joe and I are clashing. It's not just now. It was the entire 6 weeks plus weeks of hell in the hotel where he'd be like, well, your mother's preventing us from being able to look at houses and it takes too long. But that's our reality, Joe. What do you want me to do? It's our fucking reality. We have to accept it. Having and bitching about it is not going to change it. well, then this situation might be untenable. Well, what does that mean, Joe? You think I'm just going to sit here and live in a hotel forever and give up when I have the money? No. I do something, go get an apartment, like, it was his attitude. It's like, well, instead of just, this is what it is, this is reality, we have to deal with it. And reality is I love my mother, and I don't want anything to happen to her, and I will sacrifice my sleep, I will sacrifice my health. But then you're going to end up in the hospital, yeah. And then it'll be over, Joe. And that, I had a nightmare the other day another night that I was falling backwards down those stairs, and I woke up before it happened. I was falling backwards. You get it? I just wanted fate to let me bathe her at her house, and suddenly, out of the blue, it was all fucking set. It was all set. He said, yes, even reluctantly, justifiably reluctantly, understandably reluctantly. Do you think he's gonna jump for joy? Especially when he knows my mom's out of control, allow me to bathe her in his shower? No. But I felt, rightly or wrongly, that would be the safest option, and I shouldn't have to beg my friend. He should just understand and do it if he's my friend. I don't care what you've done for me for all these months or whatever, what you've sacrificed. I still need you to be my friend in this time where I'm falling apart. And if you can't be my friend, then if I get upset with you about anything at all, and your reaction is just to go on the defensive and act like I'm mentally ill and you couldn't possibly have done anything wrong, it's all in my head. We can't be friends. We can't. We can't be friends. This isn't the first time this has happened, okay? I mean, over these past weeks. And of course it always revolves around my mom. And he just doesn't get that. To him, I'm ungrateful and I'm just like my mother because I'm not appreciative of everything he does for me, and yada, yada, yada. And that's not true. You do everything for me, but I am not allowed to get upset with you at all about anything at all, or it's going to be attributed to my mental illness in your eyes. Always, always, always. You're not, he shuts me down, and then he's like, you won't communicate with me. I won't communicate with you because I tried that. I'll tell you about that some other time. I tried that during the thing, and you bit my head off and jumped down my throat and yelling at me in front of my mother because you're on the defensive. And why wouldn't I want to feel safe and do it in texts or emails? I did try to call you, and I got your voicemail. See? So he can say X, Y, and Z. You're just hiding behind this or whatever. No. When I try to communicate with you, you don't listen. You shut me down and attribute it all to my mental illness because you have, in your eyes, you've done nothing wrong ever, ever, ever. It's all me. I'm just crazy like my mother. And I already know I'm not going to get what I need from him if something horrible happens to her. I already told him I'm never going to forgive you for this. You should have let me bathe her there, even as a friend, even, you're my fucking durable power of attorney and healthcare proxy. I'm hers, you're mine, okay? So I said, us two mentally ill people are out of your hair, Joe. Unless something horrible happens to me, and then, you're my healthcare proxy and my durable power of attorney. We're a package deal, me and my mom, until otherwise, until we're a package deal. And if Joe can't understand that and can't give me the compassion and empathy I need in terms